Hey, look at this. That's a beer can. But look at this. Husky 701. It's 2022, and I've had it for 2 years. I got it back in 2022. And I was just going to do a quick 2-year review on it. Had it for a wonderful 2 years and put a wonderful amount of miles on it. Might be a little more than 2,700, maybe. Yeah, anyways. I got this bike because I wanted a Supermoto, and I thought, why not get the Supermoto? Obviously, bigger motor, bigger, better. So that's just what I did, and that's why I got it. However, I've come to love it. I've come to dislike some things about it. And so I guess just kind of talk about that. So overall, I definitely think it's a good choice for me. I take that back. I like it though. It's a fun bike, and I'm definitely gonna just keep it, hang on to it, because I spent the money on it. They don't sell for too great, if I'm gonna be honest, looking at the market for them. They don't sell for quite as much as I want to sell mine for, so I'm just gonna hold on to it. I will start out by saying that this bike, it wants to be a Supermoto and a street bike a little bit too much at the same time. And I feel like Supermotos and street bikes are different, because I feel like Supermotos are meant to be really light, hooligan, maybe not necessarily like fast in a straight line, but like fast in corners and that kind of deal, right? Supermoto. And then street bikes, they perform well in the street. You know, they can definitely have a lot higher top speed than most Supermotos probably. And they're also a little bit heavier. And this thing kind of hits right in the middle. It likes to be playful like a Supermoto, but it's on the heavier side of a street bike. And it feels like it makes power like a street bike rather than making power like a Supermoto. Like, it wants to be spun up. See, there's like, it takes a little bit, and then we get there. But I mean, it's still a Supermoto. Like, I mean, you can really nail a corner with it. And I mean, it still, once we get over this little hop right here, still wants to do wheelies, you know? It loves doing those. And I will say, one of my favorite parts about this bike is it taught me how to do wheelies. Let me tell you, I could not do anything before I've had this thing. Like, my wheelies consisted of power wheelies and being terrified. But now, second gear with this thing, I can pretty much knock them out whenever I want. Even third gear. And I will say, this bike, you know, people want to do a lot of modifications to it, like putting in an intake and the fuel dongle and all that stuff. The fuel dongle, I believe, is necessary, but the intake, I mean, it's still going to be a lot of fun. I could still do third gear power wheelies with it, and it's still really fast. So I feel like it's fine for me. I don't have the intake for it or a power commander, but I'm happy. I am video recording, right? Okay, good. It's definitely a fun bike, and I love taking it to the mountains and like whipping this thing around. And I am keeping pace with a lot of the 600 sport bikes and all that kind. There was even 1,000, and I was right behind him for like a long portion. And then they got straight road, and he was gone. But I was still right next to him, as you probably expect in twisty roads with the Supermoto. But some kind of downsides of this bike, because it's like, again, a Supermoto, back roads and long straight lines on a higher speed, very boring, very boring. I find myself like getting hit by the wind and just kind of being annoyed overall. And so not having the bestest of good times. But I mean, you just gotta find some fun roads to get on. So that's why I like taking like some other fun little back roads. And then of course, hitting wheelies as I come out of corners. And it's also nice about this bike, whereas other Supermotos don't have, is it has a quick shifter. So as you probably maybe heard or saw me do right there, was I went right into third after that second gear wheelie, and so you can hold them for a bit. But yeah, I love this bike. It gives me a lot of confidence for wheelies. However, if I want to go somewhere, like school or work or something like that, I gotta make sure I'm not doing anything else other than that, because that cow's just in the water. Okay, there's a lot of cows just in the water. But I gotta make sure I don't have anything else planned because I'm not gonna be able to take anyone anywhere. Well, I can, alright, you can do all of it, but it's annoying. I don't have a lot of carrying space other than this backpack that I got on, so it's not like I can get groceries. Do I need to turn here? No. And, you know, also if you're gonna go on the highway or long distances, you're not gonna have the most fun. But like right now, I'm just kind of going to the gym, so I just gotta get to the gym. I've got my backpack with like gym clothes and my water bottles and such, so I'll live. And also one kind of sad thing I find with this bike is because it's not the most commuter-esque, for me at least, is that I only ride it on the weekends. And that's if I ride it on the weekends, you know? Maybe I'm not doing anything, maybe it's raining and I just don't get to ride it, so this thing doesn't get a lot of miles put on it. I mean, it is a little bit heavier than like what you'd expect from a Supermoto, but it's still really playful. And it's really fun for like neighborhoods and such. Because of that, you know, so anywhere that's like not fast speed, it's a lot of fun. And so it's also great for speed humps because you just gotta like stand up and go right over them. Also, a lot of people might look at this bike and get really upset about this dash. Understandable, you know, you're paying $14,000 probably for this thing brand new, and this is all it's giving you. But honestly, I don't care. It's enough. I really only need my speed. I can hear the what revs I'm at, and I just kind of understand the gear I'm in, just because, you know, just be perceptive maybe. And then I don't need a gas gauge. I have how many miles I've gone. I just reset that every time I fill up gas, and then I just know, okay, fill up at 120, and then you're going to be stranded at 150. So I just gotta, you know, be aware, and you'll get through it. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to see your tack and what revs you're at. Know when red line's coming up, because honestly, at a certain point, revs just sound like revs, and so you don't really know where the top end of the thing is. But oh well. Alas, it's definitely got some power to it. It'll get up and go. I would like to see a little bit more yank the wheel up, and I could probably see that with an intake. I keep bringing that up, but I think we're just about to wrap up the video here. I feel like if you want a commuting Supermoto, yeah, this is probably the best one out there for you then. It's got the most power for you. It'll last a little longer. How long has my turn signal been on, bro? Power. It can do a little bit better on the highway than other Supermotos. It can last longer. And good and such. However, if you're looking for a dedicated Supermoto, I'd probably buy a real Supermoto, you know. And to me, a real Supermoto, those are the 500s, the 350s that you conversion into that, you know. If you're looking for something to destroy in the mountains with, oh yeah, I mean, this thing hits corners. Love it for the mountains. But again, like if you're doing straight lines traffic like this, actually it's fine for this, but when you're out in the real world on the highway, it's no fun there. But like, I'll just go down 45-mile-an-hour roads and just hang out. That's fine. Well, alas, here we are at the Planet Fitness. I know. On a Sunday noon o'clock. Alrighty then. So again, wrapping things up. I love the bike, but there are times when I don't. Toodles. I've also looped it a couple times, can you tell?